Early on in the game, you'll find clues leading you to your first dungeon encounter, the Iron Outpost. You'll be given a key to unlock the northern gate in Harm's Way. Also, there will be a white marker on the world's map for you to follow in the top left. Approach the dungeon and interact with it. This is our first playthrough, so our 3 challenge modes for all 8 dungeons are normal, heroic, and legendary. Next, you can see that both normal and heroic are listed as average difficulty, while legendary is listed as hard. There are 4 difficulties overall: hard, average, easy, and very easy, and they will change based on your current level. I am level 4 here. Lastly, you'll notice that the loot is better in heroic and legendary modes. I chose normal for the easiest run, because I know that I will be replaying this dungeon. Feel free to play on a harder difficulty your first run if that's your playstyle. You can see more info on legendary runs in my guides for Brave by Default and Must Be Bored achievements. Once inside, simply play the game and progress through the dungeon. Assuming you're going for 100%, I would recommend checking your map frequently and methodically clearing out enemies, loot, lore, fishing holes, and secret events from each map tile. Note that because dungeons and the events inside of them are randomly generated, you will need to play the Iron Outpost at least 2 times to complete 100% of the bestiary, as there is a unique character that spawns here. You may find a sarcophagus or coffin, and on your first encounter do not help the creature within, instead fight him. Check my guide for the Big Game Hunter to learn more. Feel free to use way stations to traverse the dungeon map and return to any tiles you may have missed as your path to the final boss becomes clear. The boss's tile will be marked with a large red skull on the map. When you're ready, proceed to this final tile. Interact with the crystal and restore all of your mana if necessary. Lastly, check your equipment and make sure you're all set before advancing to a cutscene. Note that this achievement is story related and cannot be missed. After a short cinematic, the boss battle begins. If you are playing on normal as I am here, this should be straightforward. You'll typically gain a few levels as you play the dungeon too, so even if you went in at a lower level, this fight should not be a problem. At the start of the battle, you unlock the burst meter and are introduced to the mechanic. Burst is a new meter that can be filled by attacking, healing, and taking damage. The burst meter is shared between all party members, and once it's full, anyone can use the charge to unleash their own unique ability. Use this wisely and in the context of your current needs in any given battle. For example, Calibretto's burst will heal your party, while Garrison's will damage an enemy. Here I land the finishing blow and defeat the Blade Fiend. Notice that my party is level 6 at this point, and I was 4 when entering the dungeon.
They pulled from that thing.
After some brief dialogue, you will see on-screen text that the dungeon has been completed. And in the bottom right of the screen, you will see the achievement, It's Just Beginning unlock. You'll also receive the treasure cache for completing the dungeon on normal difficulty, or whatever difficulty you chose. You'll find that chest in your inventory. Feel free to open it at your leisure. Also interact with the sarcophagus in front of you to receive the rusty red blade. Then head back towards the crystal and interact with it to leave the dungeon. This video is part of a 100% Battle Chasers Nightwar achievement and trophy guide. Keep watching and subscribe for more. Thanks, y'all.